Hey everyone. So if you've ever watched a pediatrician at work and just wondered, how they actually navigate that chaotic, wonderful world of children's health, or maybe you're wondering what it actually takes to become one yourself, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going through the ultimate explainer, your complete career roadmap to becoming a pediatrician.
But right off the bat, before we even touch the textbooks or the exams, we need to ask a really vital question. Do you have what it takes to heal our future? Because this isn't just a 9-to-5 job. It's a profound, lifelong commitment to literally shaping the next generation. Okay, let's start by getting on the same page with a clear definition. What exactly does a pediatrician do? Basically, they are medical specialists dedicated to diagnosing, treating, and providing comprehensive medical care for babies, children, and teenagers. But the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that this role goes way beyond just, giving medicine to a sick kid. It's highly proactive. It's about administering vaccines and actively monitoring a child's growth, their behavior, their physical skills, basically making sure they are hitting those crucial developmental milestones from infancy all the way through their teenage years.
It really is this incredible, unique balancing act. You're taking rigorous, complex medical science and combining it with this incredibly gentle touch. You aren't just examining a patient, you are calming a child's fears, you're translating medical jargon for highly anxious parents, and you're managing a fast-paced, totally unpredictable environment.
And because that environment is so intense, we kind of need to do a reality check on your personality traits. Having a deep interest in human biology, that's just the baseline. You absolutely must have boundless patience and deep empathy, especially when you're trying to examine a toddler who is throwing a massive tantrum. Add to that, you need stellar communication skills to figure out what a baby, who literally cannot speak, is feeling. Ultimately, you need a genuine, burning passion for solving other people's problems.
Section 1. The Educational Pathway. Let's map out the academic gauntlet you'll need to run.
All right, here is your step-by-step roadmap. It all starts in high school. You need to complete your 10+2 in the science stream, focusing heavily on physics, chemistry, and biology. After that, you build your foundation by earning your Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Once that's done, you specialize. This means getting a PG diploma in child health or an MD in pediatrics. And finally, if you really want to master a highly specific domain, you can go for a super specialization. We're talking fields like neonatology, pediatric cardiology, nephrology, or neurology.
Of course, leveling up to each of those steps means you're going to face some of the absolute toughest entrance exams in the country. There's just no way around it. You'll have to conquer the NEET for your initial MBBS admission, and then later on, you'll face the fiercely competitive NEET PG or the INI CET to secure your spot in an MD program.
Section 2. Costs and financial aid. Let's talk about the financial reality of this commitment.
So money is obviously a major factor here. Depending on the institute you get into, your total course fees can range wildly. We're looking at anywhere from 10,000 all the way up to 3 lakh rupees for the full course. It's a huge variance, so this initial investment really depends on where you end up studying.
But here is a truly fascinating contrast for you. 20 to 30,000 rupees. That is the expected monthly starting salary for a fresher pediatrician. When you weigh that against the long, rigorous, and often expensive educational journey we just talked about, well, it's pretty clear this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? The real financial payoff, and honestly the deeper professional rewards, those come much later in the career.
Fortunately, you don't have to shoulder those initial costs all by yourself. There are some incredibly robust support systems out there. You can tap into government schemes through the National Scholarship Portal, or you can secure education loans through the Vidya Lakshmi portal. Actually, some state governments like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar even offer dedicated student credit cards with remarkably low interest rates. So the financial support to bridge that gap is definitely available if you look for it.
Moving on to Section 3, the daily work environment. Let's jump forward in time and see what your actual life looks like.
The really great news is that you aren't boxed into just one type of workplace. Pediatricians are literally needed everywhere. You could thrive in the hustle and bustle of government or private hospitals, or maybe you prefer quieter nursing homes. You could teach at prestigious medical colleges, take on specialized roles in boarding schools, or hey, you can even go full entrepreneur and open up your own private clinic.
But we do need a stark reality check about your schedule. A pediatrician's day often starts and ends with hospital rounds. You are looking at working 6 to 7 days a week for 8 to 9 solid hours every single day. Make no mistake, it is an undeniably demanding and relentless pace.
And remember, you aren't operating in a silo. Aside from the direct one-on-one patient care, a massive chunk of your day is going to be spent actively leading and managing a dedicated team of nurses and medical staff on the floor. You're the captain of that ship, making sure everything runs safely and smoothly.
Section 4. Salary and career growth. Let's look at the long-term payoff.
So where does all this intense daily grinding actually lead you? Well, the growth path is super clear. You start at the very bottom as an intern. Then you progress to a junior or associate, and eventually a full pediatrician. As the years roll by, you step up to senior pediatrician, then head of the department. And honestly, with enough dedication and grit, you could eventually run the entire hospital as the dean.
To really ground this in reality, let's look at a prime example from the field, Dr. Santanu Ray. He is a highly respected pediatrician who finished his MBBS back in 1995 and then his MD in 2002. Notice that timeline. That is years and years of purely foundational education. Cut to today, and he brings over 18 years of deeply specialized experience to his patients. And he's become renowned for handling highly complicated cases. It really is a journey of lifelong learning.
Which brings us right back to our final thought for this explainer. You have to weigh the grueling educational road and those relentless hours against the profound, immeasurable reward of helping children survive and thrive. So, are you ready to commit to this demanding, lifelong journey to heal the next generation? It is a massive, massive challenge, but it just might be the most vital calling in the world.